Richard at Richard's Guitars, and this is my an update on the vintage VGA900 that we had set up. So in the last, two videos I've done now. The first video was highlighting a guitar that had just arrived for the setup, and a customer has been, just to give you a time frame, because I was thinking about things afterwards, about just to give you an idea of how it all works. So the customer that this guitar is for would have waited, in fact I know he'd been waiting about a week by this point. Okay, so the guitar's gone through our workshop, it's been allocated in the workshop, and the customer would be waiting for the guitar to be actually worked on. And in that time I did the video to discuss obviously other issues about the difficulties in providing that level of service on a cheaper price guitar. Now little did I know, so that was that. So then it goes into the workshop, at which point I did the video for the work that actually goes into the guitar. And now I'm doing a video to tell you the outcome and the improvements made to the guitar and how that will affect, even my relationship with the customer, I suppose. Because it's kind of given away at the end of the video that unfortunately this guitar, it's a fascinating conundrum. Okay, it is I couldn't have written this better, if you like, although the outcome is a bit well, certainly costly to me, but it really perfectly highlights the issues that I face daily, literally every day, on this particular price point of guitar, and hence why I don't focus massively and promote lots of guitars at this price point, because the guitar wasn't rejected as such. It's hard to know where to start. Let me tell you the positives of what we did. Basically, as I said, a lot of this you're not going to be able to see, but the starting point is all the fret ends have been done. You saw it in the video. Watch the video, and I won't bore you to death. But the fret ends now feel like lumps rather than sharp edges. So they've got a more of a lumpy feel to them than a sharp edge feel. So that's nice. The nut slot has obviously been, we've lubricated the nut so the strings move more freely, get rid of all the pinging noises. But the key area is, the action now is lovely. 12th fret I got you to look at before. The action now is what I would describe as pretty much bang on our what we would do. Pretty much bang on what we would do. So at the 12th fret now, if you look, the action is across the board. It's just lower all the way through. But as you get to this end, again, no major issues. So that's the end. That's the bass side. Okay. On the treble side, you'll see if you compare this to the last video. Do you remember what I was saying about you don't want this being flat to the bridge plate? And so what we've done is, because we were getting very close to it being flat, I'm hoping this comes across on the video, because we were getting very close, and you'll see it in the video that in the video, but these last two down here we fluted, and fluting is when you just put you cut a hole, effectively like a groove, and that groove allows downward pressure, because where you've got the groove, rather than the guitar now going over the saddle and hitting a flat piece of wood, the strings coming along and going down into the groove, which you've created, or the technicians created in the workshop. So we've done that on two, just to give it a little bit more downward pressure on that saddle, because that's the sensitive area. That's the bit I was a little bit concerned about. Now, so the guitar in itself is absolutely fine. and it plays really nice and clearly like 10 times better than it did when it came out. So, you know, in terms of the service that I'm providing, we've done everything, and we've put all the energy and the work into the guitar. But that then raises another question, which is, okay, we've put all the work into the guitar, we've made it substantially better than what it was. It now feels like a lovely playable guitar. So I think job done. But the other part of my job is to think about, you know, the investment this customer has in the guitar, which is still £300, whether it be just under 300 or just over 300 with what I was telling you about pricing before. So it's £300, and I feel that if you pay £300 for a guitar, it should have long-term value, okay? And that is the issue. This guitar is perfect now, and it's not guaranteed, but over time, tops on guitars tend to lift, okay? And especially guitars at certain price points, because, no, not especially, I mean, yeah, you know, sometimes cheaper guitars actually last brilliantly because they're built like tanks. And the stronger the bracing, the less resonant the guitar, and the less likely you are to have any kind of long-term problems with bracing, tops lifting. So it's not an absolute guarantee that a cheaper guitar won't last a long time. Actually, cheap guitars can last for decades absolutely perfectly, and expensive guitars with very resonant tops and light bracing can be more sensitive to problems long term. So these are things that all, you know, you have to think about when you're buying a guitar. Anyway, so there's no guarantee there's going to be any issue with this guitar at all. But I have this inbuilt thing in my mind that okay, if there were to be a problem, there'd be nowhere to go because the saddle is at its maximum, it's at its optimum. So basically, but there's a simple answer to this, and it miraculously, it may already be solved, because another young lad was buying a guitar, and we can't get the guitar that he was after. So what I've done is I've contacted the customer. In fact, he contacted me, and that's another good example of my live chat service. I wanted to call the customer, didn't have time. See, again, this is how people can portray my business in two different ways. Is it poor customer service that I didn't have time to contact the customer and he had to contact me? It was about 11 o'clock last night, I was on live chat. Or is it excellent that I've done everything I've done behind the scenes for the customer? Well, obviously, in this particular case, the customer thought it was excellent, which is good. But if he'd thought opposite, it's so easy to interpret what I do. I can't say wrongly, it's because it's an interpretation, so it's right, it's your truth. But one customer could say, you're telling me I've waited a week for this guitar and you've rejected it, and now you're telling me at 11 o'clock at night, you haven't rung me, you haven't told me, but now you're telling me there's going to be even further delay while you get me another one. So that, you might think that's insane, but that's a reality of what I also deal with on a weekly basis, okay? There will be people that will see my business and my service in two completely different lights. So that's a different video. That'll be a great video, but and I will focus on that, because obviously it's pretty depressing when you get that kind of contact. But anyway, back to this story. So spoke to the customer last night. He spoke to his son, and they agreed that because it was an online transaction and the distance, they would rather have the long-term peace of mind. And obviously they were really grateful. So that was really good. And I have already got a young lad who I think this guitar is going to be perfect for, who lives locally. And what I've said to them is I've told them to look at the video, and I presume they've looked at it now. And I've said, you know, for the first time in my life, I got documentary evidence of exactly the problem and also the resolution for you, because they didn't want to spend a fortune on a guitar, and I kind of have sort of talked to them about the quality of what I do, what I supply them will be of certain quality, and they're investing a bit more money than they would otherwise probably have spent if they'd gone to another shop. So it's important to me for them to be, you know, to believe in what I'm saying, and ultimately what I've said to them is, look, the guitar plays absolutely perfectly, And I will be here to support them with any change ever if they ever have a problem with this guitar, because ultimately it's not you know if that one in a whatever chance of it happening occurred, I'd be there because I wouldn't want to let them down. So they're going to get this on a discounted price. So, but what that demonstrates is from a doing these videos makes me go, Rich, why the hell do you even sell guitars at 300 quid or certain price points? Because clearly it's hell on earth trying to do what I do. But ultimately, not every guitar is rejected. There is a higher proportion of rejects, and yes, I make less money. But there is an absolute belief that I don't want to. I want to inspire young guys starting. I want to inspire people who are on a more restricted budget. I don't want to be a snob. I don't want to come across as unapproachable. And I want people to have access to great guitars within reason, whatever their budget. So I think I've covered all angles really with this video and explained. So we're going to get another guitar. I'm going to be away, but so it might take me a while before I might be able to sneak it in before I go away. But obviously the next stage of this is getting another replacement. Hopefully it would be a pretty dull video, which would be, yeah, we got the replacement, customers got it, and that'll be that. But I just thought I'd update you. I'm hoping I haven't missed anything that I think is important. And thanks for watching, and thanks for all the really, really positive comments I've had. I've had a lot of emails from people, and but please, I see this in videos that I watch. Please like the video if you find them interesting. Now I know why people ask, because I mean it's nice. I've had it's great. Thank you. But I keep getting emails, but I want to like the video. So if you do like what I'm doing and you want to see more of them, please like the videos, because it just gives me a bit of confidence that people actually find it useful. But okay, that's it. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.